So these are like some passive stretches to do after a run. Probably want to do them within about 10 minutes of finishing your run, because if you don't, your muscles are going to go ahead and start tensing back up. And the idea now is that your muscles are kind of filled with blood, they're warm, they're more pliable, especially near the joints. So now's a good time to stretch them. So we're going to run through a series of these passive stretches, and basically some doctors will tell you 20 seconds, some will say 40, some now say hold them for a minute. I'm just going to tell you, starting out, just hold it for 20 seconds, hold each stretch for 20 seconds, and you should run through this whole set a couple of times for each leg or a couple of times for each arm. So the first one is just our gastrocs and our soleus, or your calf muscles. So you want to find something that you can let your heels dip off of and fall about an inch or two. And you basically just want to, just let them fall and then hold it for 20 to 25 seconds. And that's pretty much all that is. But make sure that your heel is actually dropping below the toe level. And you're stretching out like that, you feel that. And as time goes on, you can switch to one leg and put a little more weight on one leg and emphasize it a little bit so it's actually getting deeper. You can do them individually like that too, which actually that's the way I recommend it. You do them individual, but starting out, just kind of do what feels comfortable for you. And that's it, hold it for a 20 to 25 count. When you stretch your calf muscles, I want you to turn around and stretch your shins too. Same thing, let your toe drop down and stretch the front of your shin out right above your ankle. That's very important to kind of stretch those antagonizing muscle groups out, because the muscle on the back helps flex the foot down. The muscles in the front help flex it up, so we want to make sure we work those muscles, both sets of that lever, so to speak. All right, ABCs with your ankles, very simple. You can do these about any time. I recommend doing them about every other day or every other day. So you want to just hold your feet out, and you want to draw capital letters with it into your toes. So you'd be like A. And it's going to be kind of weird because your left foot has to do the letters opposite, but that's what you do. B, C, D, E. Kind of see what I'm doing here. Got F, H, I, J, so on and so forth, all the way up to Z. Kind of emphasize those motions, make sure they're good and long. Like in other words, run your foot through. Like you do the A, flex all the way down and all the way up when you're drawing that A. When you're doing that B, flex all the way down. Make big circles with it. Really emphasize those muscles and ligaments around the ankle, warming them up. The iliotibial band, there's two ways to do this. I recommend doing one of each. The first one is to find a table that's about waist height, and you want to put your leg up like this, and then basically just kind of push your knee down toward the table, and you'll feel it on the leg that's on the table. You'll feel it kind of toward the back part here, on the back part of the hip, which is where the IT band connects in. Same thing, just hold it about 20 seconds. And if you're not getting a good stretch and you're really flexible, you have to push your knee all the way down to the table. All right, and you just switch off legs, do your left leg the same way. But the table needs to be about waist height, at least waist height, maybe an inch higher. And you're probably going to find, like most people, that one IT band is probably a little bit more flexible than the other, because most people have a leg that's a little bit stronger, more flexible than the other. That's just natural. And then the other IT stretch is to take a leg and your foot. You're going to come over and form like 90 degrees with the front of your other foot like this. And then making sure you're not bending your whatever leg's in the back, don't lock the knee out. Put just a little bit of an angle into it, bend it just a little bit, and then you just want to kind of droop down. And then whatever the leg in the back is, you'll feel it pulling a little bit there, and hopefully on that table stretch, you'll feel it more up here, and on the standing up stretch, you'll kind of feel it a little bit further down, because it stretches the IT band a little bit further down. And those are the two IT band stretches that we do. All right, glutes. Gonna get on the table, it's gonna look kind of similar. This is kind of your glutes and your piriformis, which is a muscle that kind of works up under there and helps with that grouping. So we'll start off like your legs are crossed. You'll put a heel on top of a knee. You'll come in like this. It's gonna look kind of like this. Put your elbow here, then grab behind your knee. And as you pull your knee in, push this elbow out, so you kind of get a contrary motion going like this. And then just keep pulling that in. And you should feel it on the leg that's over the top. You'll feel it working the bottom part of that glute IT section again. And then you can just switch off. But the elbow kind of goes in here, and then you pull that knee in, and then you kind of push into that pocket with your elbow, like you're kind of pushing this leg down. Kind of similar to the table stretch, but it's going to kind of stretch those muscles from a different angle. All right, hamstring stretch is really easy. I would prefer you find a table that's at least waist high or a little bit higher, because you'd be good to go past 90 degrees on these. But so if you can find a table where you can get your leg at about 105 degrees, that's better. And basically just, this will help support your leg. And you don't have to be afraid about locking your joint out when you're not bearing weight on the leg. So I'm not bearing weight on this leg right now. So I don't have to worry if my knee kind of locks out a little bit. I can just reach down, bam, hold it for a 20, 25 count, and then just switch off. Boom. You can also do these a different way. You can grab like a towel or something. You can come in like this, kind of like you're sitting like this, and you can loop the towel this way and kind of pull yourself down to your knee. That's another way you can do it. If you don't have a table you can stretch out on. So you just take like a towel or maybe like one of those bands or something, loop around your toe, and you kind of pull in that way. And just switch off and do it again the other way, just loop it and kind of pull. Quads is real simple. Quadriceps in the front of your legs. So same thing with the table. About waist height, just put your leg up and then kind of bend that knee that you're standing on, bend it a little bit, and then just lean back into it. And you'll feel it pull from about 2/3, maybe about 2/3 of the way above your knee, all the way to your knee. You should feel it stretching really good right there. And then just hold it for 20 to 25, switch off. Do the next leg, 20 to 25. Okay, the first groin is what we call a frog stretch. And the adductors and adductors are muscles on the inside of your leg that kind of help push and pull your legs apart from the inside. We just call them the groin usually. Get down about a little bit wider than shoulder length, squat down. Bring your hands behind like this, and I'll turn around in a minute so you can see it from behind. And then just kind of keep your head up and just hold it for a 20-25 count. You should feel it pulling like right in there, right in there. And then from the back, it'll look like this, or from the back. So you're going down that squat, reach your hands around, just kind of cup them on your heels there so you get some stability, keep your head up. Shoulders and upper back. First part of this one is just find a table or something. Again, about waist height, a little bit higher. Kind of make like a diamond with your hands into the edge of it. And get about 9 degrees, and then just let your head drop down below your arms like this. You can even kind of like turn your head back towards your waist. You should feel it kind of at the base of your neck, just starting to go into your shoulders a little bit, kind of stretching the other part of the shoulders up. And the other shoulder exercise is right here. You want to get like a post or a door jamb or something, and just put your arm or your wrist against it. Get like nice and level with it, 180 degrees, and then just kind of turn out like this. While you're kind of pushing, that'll stretch the front of your pec. Kind of stretch this whole area up under the shoulder cavity in the front of the outside of the pec muscle right here. And these are actually used a lot in running. Your shoulders are used quite a bit, that's why we're stretching them out. And then you would just switch off. So coming from behind, it looks like that. You're kind of stretching that pec area on the front out. Because the pecs and the shoulders kind of work opposite each other. Hip flexors are real simple. There's a couple ways you can do these. First one's real simple. You've probably seen it before. Just cross one leg over. So like I said, left over right. Make sure that elbow's right here. Don't just turn. You've got to push with your elbow in the opposite direction so that you feel the stretch down here in the hip, and you'll also feel a little bit of stretching in your lower back as you're turning a little bit. That's what we want. And you'll hold for a 20-25 count, and then just switch off. So like right over left, use my left elbow, hold it, make sure I'm pushing. And you could say left over right, use my right elbow like I just did. That's just stretching the hip flexors a little bit. It also kind of pulls in the IT band a little bit too.
We're gonna be big stars.